my private collection. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 176 of the Shower Podcast, the podcast where I'm in my shower and you do you. I'm your host, Chip, and are you a fan of art, museums? Personally, more or less, but it's never something that got me excited. What if I told you, though, that I started being one, and you can also do it right away after this video? Before we start, as usual, if you end up liking this episode, leaving a like and a subscribe really help. They're just one click, but they really make the difference. Thank you very much. So, what is the idea? Today's episode is going to be a bit of a challenge. It's not necessarily something that I implemented, let's say, in my life, but it's something that I ended up thinking, and I was like, it actually makes a lot of sense. It has to do with two main topics. The first one being memory. As I stated already many times, and it's not something that I believe, but it's actually a fact, our memories can be very unreliable. There are some things that we remember very well, and there are some things that we don't remember all that well. And usually those two things match with remembering very well the bad things that happen to us, mostly because it takes a lot of work to remove them. And the good part is that even though you will remember them, the how changes. On the other end, the very good things tend to be a bit removed from your memory. Of course, they are there, as a concept, but the details get a bit lost. And the other topic that I would like to talk to you are success stories and failures. And, maybe you can see where I'm going with this. What I was thinking is that what if any of us at any moment in their life, we can be, in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 50s, it matches to anybody. You decided to build your own personal exhibition. But you would be like, Chip, okay, but I'm not an artist. I don't produce art. What do you mean? It's, what should I expose? And that's why I call it my private collection. Because it's not necessarily a physical place, even though it could be an interesting, idea and implementation. But I would like you to picture everything that happened to you that you consider meaningful, be it a success or not, to be kind of a painting in your exposition. Some of them are worth more, some are worth less. Some are very important, and some are just something that you stumbled upon. And with every canvas, with every painting, with every piece of art, there is a story. And this is the point to which I want to get today. The reason behind building this private collection is not necessarily to display it, It would become a bit crazy, let's say, or, people might see you a bit of an egomaniac, trying to display everything that you have done. But what if I told you that every moment in which you apply for a job, for example, and you present your CV, you're exactly doing that. Your CV is your private collection made public, and in that case, it only highlights the best things. But this is what you are doing. You have built up a room that, the person that wants to hire you will explore and try to see if they like it. If they like it, they will come back to you and ask questions about every piece of art or experience that you have had. And if it matches their taste, they might be interested into buying some of these paintings for, of course, exchanging in money, job, opportunity, whatever it is and whatever you're looking for. But this is the thing. It's stuff that we are already doing, but let's say not for our private life. So I would really encourage you to go out there and try to create these canvases, these paintings. And the idea is, again, very simple. You have the title, which is just what you achieved or what you failed at. And then, as you have in the museums, there is a tag. There is a tag that, has the date of which that thing happened. And even more importantly, the reason. What happened? Why did you succeed? Why did you fail? And at the start, building up your collection might be hard because again, you say, okay, but what do I put? How do I see this? And the interesting bit that connects us to what I said at the start is that your memory will start being questioned because you might remember something, but then if you go and actually check what happened and how it happened, the description might change compared to what you had in your mind. Fact is that once you have built everything, and let's say that your collection counts 5 successes and 5 failures, you will be able to have a very complete idea of the things that you have achieved and that you haven't achieved. And you might be able to also find a common thread. Is there a pattern in the places in which you have not succeeded? On the other hand, what are the things that you are able to do that well that made you succeed? And the more beautiful part is that if you start early, let's say, and you start collecting, these paintings as a real, let's say, lover of art, your collection will grow and grow. And by the time that you stop thinking about it and just do this practice, you'll be able to look back and see that you have so many paintings all of a sudden, and you will actually be able to pick and choose some of them to display in moments of need. So the next time that you'll have to praise yourself or to describe something to somebody, the description and the idea that you have of that moment will be crystal clear because you have already done it. You know what it means. You know what you have done. You know how to describe it, how to sell it. So there it was for today. Thank you very much for listening. I really, really like this idea. And I will keep you posted if I will try it. In this moment, I'm a bit busy, through the things that I'm doing. So I don't know if I have time, but during summer, if I will have 2-3 days that I will be off, besides from the podcast, that is never off, I will try to do it and report it back because I'm really fascinated by the idea, mostly because, as I told you, it already matches things that we do. So creating this image and creating this idea, it's something that I think could only help. So yeah, as I said, thank you very much for listening. If you like this episode and overall the Shower Podcast, leaving a like and a subscribe really, really help. And let me know in the comments, as always, if you think this is a good idea. And overall, if you already have such a collection. And if you want to share any of your pieces, feel free to do it in the comments. So as usual now, stay consistent, stay resilient. This was the Shower Podcast, and see you tomorrow.